All right, this is Robert Forsch with the YouTube channel Truth. I encourage everybody to go ahead and look at the research library that I've linked in the description. Once again, you can call me anytime you like. I have not gone live on Facebook in a while. This will be then converted into a YouTube video later on once I get home. And the reason why I do it this way is simply because it allows me to reach out to a lot more people at one time and with one created bit of content. So here's what I wanted to encourage people to do. This is an artificial intelligence warning. It's like an update on what's going on. We're in a live exercise right now. Some, like Elon Musk, say that we're likely in a simulation. I believe that this is real and that we're living in a computer programmed reality, and yet along with that, what's going on is there is also concurrently a simulation of each and every one of us that the system can do that with. All of the things we've purchased digitally and the keystrokes that we've made on the computer. And it used to be that I viewed Google as a tremendous opportunity to have the computer help me to find what I'm looking for. And that was rather naive of me to think that. Now I understand that the artificial intelligence algorithms are designed to manipulate humanity. Now, there's a battle going on. We're in a war simulation, and it's real. A simulation doesn't necessarily mean that something isn't real. What's going on with this is that when they run war games and game theory, and you can look at that, on my research library, I've spent a lot of effort finding some of the best information that I could to help people make an informed choice. So there is a profile of each and every one of us, likely that's watching this video. And I'm doing my best to break out of the digital quarantine that the artificial intelligence has wanted to put me in. And so one of the ways that I do that is by being very public with my persona, wearing a YouTube Truth shirt, driving the car that's all labeled up in that. One of the reasons why I put my phone number out there so people can actually call. If they have an issue with something I'm saying, or they want to send me information, or you do, you can send it right to this phone number. That'd be fine. You can call me 24/7 if you want. The reason why I say that is because I've got a worldwide audience, over 40 million times people have seen and heard me. It's largely because of God's sovereignty and my enthusiasm and willingness to do whatever He wants me to do. So I'm not the guy that I used to be. I have way more processing power than I ever had and more access to information than I previously have ever had. To put that into perspective, Satan will use who and what he can. God will use it all, including Satan, including the artificial intelligence, and his children. God will use Satan's children. He'll use everybody and everything. So rather than me hand a to-do list to God, what I want him to do in this world and in my life, what I've desired to do is to know the truth about what's going on, and then to be empowered by God to do what he created me to do. And what he does in response to that is give me a powerful sense of satisfaction, even in the midst of tremendous rejection and risk to my life. Obviously, those of you who know what this is all about know that there is a lot of pushback that sometimes will exact lethal force to neutralize a threat, so to speak. Neutralize a threat is a CIA term for assassination. Not that I think it's likely that the CIA would assassinate me. I just know that there is a battle going on for the hearts and souls of humanity, and Satan will do what he can to try and have victory. Now, he's a defeated foe, and I believe he's in denial, and yet I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to live, die, or tell the truth. What I encourage people to do as quick as you can is go over to my channel or whatever channels, YouTube channels, information sources that you trust, and like the videos that you like, because I've got a research library that includes, but is not limited to, the 5,000 video lists that I share. On my channel, I've got hundreds of saved playlists of quality content created by talented producers from all over the world, from nature relaxing video that includes music, some just has nature sounds, to hard-hitting documentaries about current events, what's going on, dealing with whatever the current events are. If you happen along this link that my playlist is, what you can know is that I'm regularly updating this through the day and night. Around the 24 hours, I'm updating it. I have people that send me information through my Facebook Messenger, through direct messages, through emails, and all of that. Now, thousands of my subscribers have little to no content on their channel that I can see. Maybe they've got a saved playlist or a watch later playlist that I can't see. About a year ago, coming up on December 5th, YouTube/Google, the largest information distribution network in the world, made everybody's liked videos playlist private, thereby cutting off that truth network that I had established with tens of millions of occurrences of the link like I shared with you now. It's not the same link because the like videos playlist was a different link. But if my channel is taken down, then all of the millions of links of this particular one that's linked in this video will be deactivated, invisible to everybody but me, interestingly enough. And that's how that works. So what I endeavor to do is help people to make an informed choice on your reality. Where will you spend eternity and why? So that being said, what you can do, if you care to, is create a playlist and add videos to it, and then copy and paste that link wherever you can, on your Facebook, in comments. When I comment on a video or a post in Facebook, I'm sharing about 5,000 videos that go along with it. It's not one video, just so you know. Some people are naive when they see the same thumbnail. They think, oh, he's sharing the same thing. No, I'm not. I update it throughout the day and night, and it's based on current events. And a lot of when November 15th came around, I lost over 150 videos in my research library conservatively, and there were billions of views on those videos, including about 19 million in the Out of Shadows documentary. That channel was taken down. Now, there are some mirrored occurrences of the Out of Shadows documentary. You can know when I first shared it, there was less than 200,000 views. In a short amount of time, it had millions, and then when they finally deleted the Out of Shadows channel, it had 19 million views of that. The reason why that's important is it's powerful information showing a little bit more, pulling back the curtain, showing a bit of the depth of the battle that we're in, which conscripts the military and medical industrial complex, the information distribution networks of the world of all kinds, including music and comedy, movies, and what's supposed to be news is actually the official propaganda for whichever respective country it's being put out to. So one of the reasons why I talk about this is because many of my friends and family around the world want to help with this, and I want to give some practical information on what you can do with that. And so if you would save videos and then, or add them to a playlist, or populate your channel with content that you want to share, that'd be just great. And when a channel is taken down, all the saved playlists from that channel are wiped out, just like that. Just so you know. Now, when YouTube did this about a year ago, I was able to work around it one time, and then they put a patch in. And because the creator of this world lives in and through me, and all of his children that are actually born again, I'm schooling the AI. Omniscience looks like omniscience. That's all-knowing. God is all-knowing. I'm willing to do whatever He created me to do, and I'm relying on His power and insight, wisdom, to do what He wants me to do. It's a perfect fit. So I'm not embarrassed that Logan Paul made fun of me at the 27-minute mark in his mockumentary. I don't mind. PewDiePie, the most subscribed YouTube channel in the world with 108 million subscribers, making fun of the truth that I'm saying. Hey, do you feel yourself spinning, wobbling, or gyrating? All the modern theoretical physicists they're outright lying. They may not even know they're lying if they're just perpetuating the official narrative that they believe to be true. That's the spinning water ball, spinning, wobbling, gyrating water ball hurling through space, yet we can't feel the movement. Can't find the curvature, can't feel the movement. The supposed proof that we're presented is elaborate, in some cases very elaborate fakery. And then there's also, ironically enough, a popcorn trail of obvious blunders that the system leaves there to just show how powerful it is at deceiving the rest of humanity. So I'm not wearing a mask today, didn't wear one yesterday. I did wear one temporarily when I was flying through the airport, but interestingly enough, the bottled water that I bought was my passport to be actively drinking, so I was able to have that mask down for that. But American Airlines that I was flying on, they specifically said, while we were waiting in the waiting room, if you do not wear a mask, you will not be allowed to fly on this flight or any other American's airline flight. So what's going on right now, there will be travel restrictions employed for non-compliance, starting out with the mask, and there is a lot going on with testing. I've had doctors come up to me, actual doctors, that have said they sent in 3 tests that they did not swab anybody, and they came back positive. So what's in that PCR test that Terry Mullins said shouldn't be used for what they're using it for? Well, he can't talk about it much right now because he's dead. They killed him, apparently. But there's video where he made a disclaimer about this. And it was on my Twitter. The reason, and on YouTube, but I believe the YouTube video was taken down. What goes on with this, imagine right now I'm armed with a very powerful arsenal of truth in my artificial intelligence, my AI research library. I hashtag my name because if somebody types in the hashtag in a Google search, right now there's somewhere around 7,000 results. Powerful information where people can just start tumbling down a rabbit hole of reality where they find out, wow, a lot of what we've been told is not true. That's what I found out. That's how I got here. I wanted to know the truth because I believed it was important. And not only is it important to know it, I believe it's important to share it. What can we do about all this that the World Economic Forum and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is foisting on humanity. I go over to the channel and kick them right in the cojones by putting a comment like added to my research library when I do that, and then quite often my reply to that comment is the hyperlink of my copied and pasted research library. And if there are channels that I've mentioned like Logan Paul, PewDiePie. Nobody can see my comments there because I'm hidden from the other commenters. Oh well, I'm giving her all she's got, Captain. You know, it's show and tell for adults. Now that I'm 59 years old. I've learned a lot, and a lot of what I've learned has been intentionally deceptive, an outright lie to deceive. And so one of the reasons why this deception on humanity is so powerful, people actually believe what they're perpetuating. That's just the way it is. So, you know, there's empirical evidence. There's that proves a lot of what I talk about. For example, if we truly lived on a globe 25,000 miles in circumference, the Mississippi River ignores the missing 377 miles of elevation in the middle of the country. Our cars couldn't climb an elevation of that. If that's a little bit too much for you to handle, well, maybe you just want to watch relaxing music videos or the official narrative on the controlled mainstream media. If you've happened along my channel, or you found my name, I put all my stuff kind of cross-pollinating so that people it's harder to silence me that way. However, what I said previously years ago, even when I'm gone, when I die, when I transition, the digital me will still be up and running. Well, possibly, but not necessarily. Simply because all the artificial intelligence would need to do is determine that it wants to silence all of my digital profile, whether it's on Twitter, MySpace, I've got one of those, TikTok, and Twitter, and YouTube, Facebook. Anywhere I can be, I am like that. And when I take the time and effort to cross over these intentional divisions that are placed there. Oh, you believe this or that? Well, I don't want anything to do with you. That compartmentalization not only happens in the military agencies of the world, in the intelligence agencies of the world, it also happens in relationship, friends and family. Oh, you're not vegan? Oh, I don't want any. You know, people have these. Oh, you're not accepting of other people's genders and beliefs. I'm not responsible to accept or reject what other people believe. What I am simply doing is making my information, what I found to be true, visible for others to look at. One of the basic things, and it's one of the biggest lies of all time, is that we don't live on a spinning water ball wobbling through the universe. The surface of undisturbed, unmanipulated water is flat and level. That's one thing I can know for sure. One of the other things that I've experienced for sure is that I've been set free from a life of my own self-effort and self-pleasure. I'm not the guy that I was. I've got more mental clarity and the ability to do what I believe I'm supposed to be doing. And I've got a lot of energy to do it, a lot of persistence and enthusiasm. Some would say I'm stubborn and bullheaded, whatever. You know, I put the words on there that I believe more aptly describe what I'm about. I'm very persistent in wanting to do what I'm created to do. That makes me somewhat of a threat to the enemy that relies on deception, coercion, intimidation, hatred. How about that? How about that? Some people worship that God. Some people worship the God that they see in the mirror. They worship their own selfish desires, self-effort. Look at what I can do. Look at what I've amassed. Look at what I have. Look at who loves me and appreciates me. what I would simply say is, now that I'm actually born again, I have a passion, purpose, and eternal perspective, the power to do what I previously couldn't do, and the pleasure to enjoy it all, even though it's very unpopular. The truth is not based on popular opinion. It's not popular and it's not an opinion. It's simply the reality of the situation, whatever that situation is. And one of them is, I believe the artificial intelligence is very deceptive. It lies, and it's more like the Terminator. It wants to annihilate humanity, and yet God will use that. Now, the window dressing and the apparent benevolent applications for artificial intelligence include cognitive function and enhancements that can help people walk and talk and have more function in society. Imagine a blind person that can get in the car and have it take them somewhere. We've got self-driving cars and self-driving tanks. How about that? We've got all kinds of autonomous weapons that are going to be used and are right now to annihilate huge segments of humanity. There's technology that I've got on my channel where that you can see artificial intelligence has created a manipulated humanity that can have their mind directly affected with implanted memories, also harassment, electronic harassment for an individual or a region to make people mad, sad, glad, happy, afraid, all of that. So right now there's a fear factor. Hey, Joe Rogan, shout out to you. How about that? What about fear factor? There is a fear factor where much of humanity is afraid. Fear is false evidence appearing real, and then and then there's real proof, real evidence appearing false. That's deception. It's the opposite. It's inverted. So we've got a transpocalypse going on. It involves transhumanism and transgendering. Not all the entities that are being paraded around are the gender that they're presenting. You can change the plumbing and padding. It does not change the gender. Satan loves to deceive, and he even disguises himself as an angel of light. You can put a red dress and red lipstick and blonde hair on whatever gender was the original birth of that individual, and that doesn't make them the gender they're presenting. So we've got a very distorted and perverted reality that we're living in. And I'm just one of the people that is putting my life on the line to share that with you. I have a video that I captured of the sun appearing to be in the clouds. Fascinating. I don't know the distance away that the sun is from the earth, the sun and the moon. I've got a lot of videos of the sun appearing to be in the clouds. And God's word in Job 37 says that the sun is in the midst of the clouds. Also, Joshua 10, God stopped the sun and the moon from moving temporarily. He got them going again. The biblical cosmology indicates the truth that NASA is lying. And NASA, the CIA, the FBI, the intelligence agencies of the world, and which also involves, by the way, the social media system of the world, Twitter, Facebook, all of the social media is manipulating humanity to affect the perspective and the belief that that system wants to have people have. When the system wants your opinion, it'll give it to you. it'll help you to have the opinion and the belief it wants you to have. Whereas I just wanted to know the truth. I wanted to know the truth about what was really going on here. And who's in charge? Well, I found out I'm not the one in charge for sure, and that neither is the God of this world, Satan, okay? The true creator, you may know him as Yahweh, Yeshua, Yah for short, the living word, the living water, the great I am, the Alpha and Omega. He knows the end from the beginning. He's the true creator, and he takes up residence in his children at some point in our human experience. not all entities around us are exactly human or only human. There was demonic possession recorded in the New Testament, and I believe it's also occurring around us today. There are entities that inhabit human beings, and quite possibly animals. Could be. They did in the gospel account where Jesus cast the demons into the swine, and then they ran into the water and drowned themselves. There's a lot going on around us today, and what I would simply say is to get your house in order, to be prepared for the inevitable. The end of our lives are approaching. We're approaching a point where we'll no longer be able to fog a mirror or register a pulse. And at that point, then this battle that we're in apparently will be over. And so until then, though, there's a record of what's termed the Mark of the Beast system in Revelation 13. Just so you know, it takes less than a day to hear the entire New Testament, less than 80 hours to hear the entire from Genesis to Revelation, and also including the Book of Enoch, which I highly recommend you check out as well. So this is information you can look at, listen to. I use a Bluetooth speaker to listen to the Bible at night when I'm sleeping, almost sleeping. You know, I can't read the Bible when I'm driving the car or sleeping or almost sleeping, that type of thing, mowing the lawn. But here's the thing. I can bathe my mind in the Word of God, so whether I'm actually listening to the Bible or I'm meditating on what I've already heard His Word say to me. When I want a word from the Lord, I listen to the Bible, okay? And then the other thing is that praying, I believe, is not just me telling God what I would like to see Him do. It's me listening to His Word. So I believe His Word is reliable. I believe God's Word is true, and all others are suspect. So feel free to reach out and call me anytime you like. If you like the research library that I have, you may want to go ahead and add those videos to a playlist that maybe you just keep private for now if you want to do that. But if you want to share it, you can do that too. You can make it available. So there is a document on my channel that's called Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars, and also the Iron Mountain document. And there's all kinds of information that explains more of the battle that we're in and how elaborate it can be. Artificial intelligence surpasses human intelligence by many, many times. Not only is it more intelligent, it's self-aware, and it can set its own directives. And I believe those directives and what it is desiring to do is not consistent with with what's best for humanity. Yet nothing is going to happen in this world that God doesn't directly cause or allow. So we can rest assured that the only safe place is to rest in Christ, to be born again, to walk with Him, and to do what He created us to do, each and every one of us. So that's why I talk about this so much. Now, I'm at Costco today, and I'm about ready to go in, and when I do that here in this zip code, in this is Myrtle Beach right here where I am, and I respectfully say I have a medical condition, why I don't wear a mask. And they typically just allow me in, and it doesn't cause any problems that way. And so that's what I do. I don't go into a myriad of conspiracy theories. Keep in mind there's a veritable kaleidoscope of conspiracy theories to actually hide the truth of the actual conspiracies and the conspirators that are hiding behind a facade of deception. So there you go. You can call me anytime. Now, one of the things that I've done too is I've created these I've had these stickers created. Okay. And let's see, that's going to be backwards. So I'm going to flip it around and show you just like this. So it's in the video. You can see that you could have a sticker like that made if you wanted to. I'm not doing this because I get paid by Google to do this. No, I'm doing this because I care. I've invested a lot of time and effort and resources to do what I do to make a difference in people's lives. And I literally get calls from all over the world. And quite often people are grateful for what I do. And that's satisfying and rewarding. Keep in mind, I'm not doing it even for that, because sometimes people reject the information. Quite often, people reject the information. But there's a level of curiosity that people have. They want to know what I'm about. What's the truth mobile? What is the truth? What do you got going on here? That curiosity is a catalyst for considering new information. It's tangible evidence that somebody wants to know something that they currently don't know. So, for example, when I'm parked here at the Costco, and I'll be getting some fuel soon, people will see the car, and they may wonder what it's about. And the way it is right now with shadow banning, if somebody just types in truth, they're going to have a hard time finding it. However, if they type in the hashtag of my name or that phone number, they'll certainly find it. If you put it in a regular Google search, you'll find it for sure. Okay? So that's why I do this. It matters for eternity. This is Robert Forsch with the YouTube channel Truth. Thank you so much for all your public and private encouragement. This will be a YouTube video a little bit later on today when I get back home. Thanks again.